Hey guys, Tracy here, aka Nana. I thought I'd do a quick project, and it's more of an experiment than anything. I've meant to do this for some time but haven't got around to it. But I found a stash of butcher's paper. I think it came as packing paper in an Amazon order way back, but I saved it. And figured we'd do some quick background stuff that we could use as collage later or as book covers or some such. But I'm just slapping paint down. There's no plan, or since I don't know what these are going to be used for, I'm pretty much winging it as I do with most of my art. I'm using what are they, apple barrel acrylic paints, the craft paints I get from Walmart. Yeah, pretty much slapping it just all over the page. It's not real thick here. I just want to make sure most of it's covered. I'm not worried about corners or any of that. And let's see, that's the yellow and pink. That's the new pink I have. It's Pink Parfait, and I love it. Let's see. The yellow was Yellow Flame, and I need to get some more. I don't remember which orange that is. Let's see. Oh, it's Apricot, out of the apple barrel matte acrylic paint. Okay. I don't think these paints have colors, the little pot paints that I have. Also got those at Walmart. They're an acrylic paint. They just smell like tempera paints. I'm not fond of them, but I'm trying to use them up now. No, there's no list of color names or anything. It's just a standard yellow. And to that, I am adding, let's see, oh, that's the lime tree or the parakeet. No, that's the parakeet. That's the new one I got, and I love it as well. It's just a really fun, vibrant color. And yeah, no plan on where paint's going, just throwing it on the page there. At this point, still have no idea, you know, what I'm going to do over this even. Let's see, that color there, oh, it's one of my favorites of the set. It's still the apple barrel in the cobalt hue, and I cannot get enough of this particular shade of blue. It's amazing. Okay. Next page. Let's see, what colors do we use here? Oh, it's the purples, which I totally made a mess on. See there, I just threw paint all over my desk. Because that happens. Let's see, that was the darker, what is that? That's Wild Iris. And I love that color as well. It's not really thick. Actually, a lot of these paints are quite transparent, depending on how you're using them. To that, I added the Lilac Mist, a really light purple. It's a little thicker than the other one, and decided to scrape it down the page with plastic leftover card. I get these cards in the mail. They're for pharmacy savings or something, but yeah, they just keep sending them to me in the mail, and they make amazing paint tools. Let's see, believe that. Oh no, wait, maybe I got my colors wrong here. Maybe that's the wild iris. Oh, so I did. I started with the first color was royal violet, and then I scraped lilac mist all over it. And the last one there is the wild iris, which is more of a red purple, I guess. That's the one I love to use on like everything, and we'll have to get some more here. Okay, let's see, we just did some basic flower shapes, still no plan with where any of these are going. They've all dried. Run through the stencil collection here. I don't have a lot of stencils, and I keep meaning to sit down and make a bunch of stencils and stamps, but I just, for whatever reason, I've not got that far. If I remember correctly, my pages aren't completely dry, but they are mostly dry. And yeah, I think a lot with my fingers, so that's the whole tapping and pointing thing. Just run through different ideas. I used a scrap of cardboard. I don't remember where I got that from. Might have come in, like, when you get t-shirts and stuff, sometimes there's cardboard in it. But yeah, I save all of those because you never know what you can use them for. And I am not being precious for these particular pieces about stamping or the stencil work. Just seriously slapping paint everywhere. It's really messy, and it's supposed to be. I don't get very precious with a lot of my artwork anyway. I'd rather just have fun making than freaking out about being perfect or any of that. And yet still no plan, no overall goal or vision in mind. Oh, let's see, what was that blue? That blue that I just used, I believe, was the Apple Barrel Bright Blue. And the green there, what's that one? That's the Parakeet again, I think. And see, they're all messy and blobby everywhere. They're not specifically beautiful stencil work. And that's fine. I don't know what I'm going to use these for. I imagine I'll do more work and layering over the top of them, or tear them up and use them as backgrounds, as collage. Although after playing with them, I love the feel of it. The weight of butcher's paper, there's something about it. I don't know if it's from, you know, eating fish and chips out of butcher's paper as a kid or whatever, that I really love butcher's paper. But I'd like to use at least one of these to cover a junk journal with, probably, or an art journal maybe. I love the feel of it, and I really think that would look cool and be relatively easy to work with. So I'll have to experiment with that and let you know how it goes. But yeah, let's see, that's the black and the little potted acrylic paints. They really do stink. I don't know what it is about that particular paint, but I really don't like working with them. That, and they dry really, really, it's not even matte. They're just really flat looking. So I'm not a fan of that. I don't particularly like high gloss either, but I don't know. There's something about them I'm just not a fan of. Okay, let's see. Oh, I have a huge collection of random lids off of jars and bottles and things, and using the red there. What red is that? It's just called Bright Red. It's the Apple Barrel Bright Red craft paints. So yeah, lots of circles, because I love circles. Anything that looks like bubbles, I think, is cool. Oh, that page I did before I started filming, and then thought maybe I should do that as well. Let's see. Yeah, just messy all over the place, no plan, stencil work. And yeah, I sped it all up. It's only at 200, but I figure you guys can pretty much see what I'm doing anyway. But if you have any questions, please let me know, because I don't know what would be helpful to you guys, especially the new beginner, like really new beginning art journalists and that kind of thing, or just new to art, I guess. But yeah, if I don't know, I will do everything I can to get you in touch with somebody who does, or we'll learn stuff together. We'll build a community, as it were. Let's see. Oh, the hearts. I made total mess with the hearts, and they all blew out, which actually look kind of cool. And I absolutely love checkerboard. Like, the whole checkered square thing is amazing. I don't know why. There's something about it that just looks cool, I think, no matter how you're using it. And let's see. I don't know what else I did to this one here. Oh, white. I think I added white on this one. Let's see. Yeah. And that is actually, I'm trying to use it up because I'm not a fan of it. Oh, it's right here. It's the big bottle of the Apple Barrel Outdoor Gloss in the white. And yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Probably because it's a gloss. I'm not... I like stuff to be shiny, but I don't like the gloss work on the paper. There's something about it that kind of kills it for me. That, and I've noticed using those in pages, that pages will stick together if I don't spray them with some type of sealer. And here we're trying to get thick spots and thinner ones. Pretty much just want the edge detail more than anything in that pattern. Okay, and yeah, the page is still dry enough to the touch, but the layers underneath are a bit damp. And yet, no plan, just chuck stuff on there and I'll deal with it later. But overall, the pages came out pretty good. They're a lot of fun and a great way to use up scrap papers, I think. But I'll be doing this again for sure. I have a whole bunch of birthday gift wrap papers I made a book out of, and I need to go through and do this type of thing to make up backgrounds and stuff. If nothing else, just because the paper, most of it's really shiny. So I'll probably have to gesso some just to make sure nothing peels off or anything later. Let's see, that's the purple, the iris there, wild iris. See, it's weird, I put pink down, I don't know what I'm doing with it. Oh, right, with the palette knife. And this is actually, I robbed this particular palette knife out of my kitchen cake decorating stuff, because I don't do a lot of that anymore. But I have found, not so much with the paints, see how the stars all blew out there, which is fine. I just need more color than anything there. But using that particular size palette knife. It's really flexible, and being pointed like that I find really helps when I'm using the plaster for texture through the stencils. It just makes it so much easier and cleaner to do. And yeah, just slapping color all over, dragging it down the page a little bit. Still no plans for any of these, and going with the flow. And as you can see by my desk and everything there, it's this is my usual mess that I work in. I know a lot of people have pristine work areas and stuff, and I keep meaning to do that, but mine's relatively organized and everything's within arm's reach, generally speaking. Let's see, what are we doing here? Oh, that's right. I didn't want to just leave everything blobbed on that card that I used as a palette, so I just played with it to see what would happen. And that's a popsicle stick, or the paddle pop sticks, whatever you want to call them, the little woodsy craft sticks. I found a huge box of them in my stash the other day and totally forgot I'd bought them. I usually use them for gardening or planting seeds and stuff. I just write on them and stick them in the dirt so I remember what I planted, because I totally forget. So yeah, using the same colors I pretty much already had out, just slapping stuff down with no rhyme or reason. It's a total mess. But it was a lot of fun. Okay. I probably should have left it there before I did anything else to it, which I realized, you know, later. Or there even, that looked cool. But no, I don't know when to walk away, and yeah, I was just having a good time playing, so. Oh, and usually I turn, this is how I shoot video normally, but I turn them all up the other way so you can see what's going on, but I figured for what we're doing today, that this should work. But if you're not a fan of it, let me know, or if you do like it, let me know, and we'll go from there. But I'm still trying to figure out perfect camera angles and all of that. Half the time it doesn't line up quite where I want it, so I'm working on a plan for that. But as a beginner, I think it's going okay. Yeah, I just fanned the card over the paint there to make it look like petals of some variety, something floral. And there it is, dried after a coffee break. Actually, I think it was mostly dry. I think some of that white was still a bit sticky, but that's the gloss too. And doodled all over it, filled in the lines that I'd made with the card. And it made me think of, I don't know if you've seen ginkgo leaves. And granted, those are individual, they're not set up like a big flower, but the leaves or petals here themselves look like ginkgo leaves, I thought. And I may go back and finish doodling on it or add more layers or something, but for the now, as far as using up paint and whatever, it was fun. Let's see. There is something fun about just sitting down and not trying to make something, just actually playing. Not trying to have a finished piece or something that has a definite direction. I really enjoy intuitive art and just going with the flow and seeing what happens. It's weird because I get stuck an awful lot, but there's something about it that takes like all pressure off. It doesn't matter if you make something amazing or not. It frees up a lot of the stress that goes with that. Okay, and adding the, let's see, that should be the pink parfait again. And I like these paints because they are mostly transparent, so you can still see the color underneath. I have quite grown fond of layers and layering and seeing all the work that went underneath through a piece. Some of them you have to like really study up close to see that, but there's something about it that just makes me happy, just being able to create those. Okay, I did centers with parakeet, and I may go back and add to that the in-between spots there, just did the little striped rosette looking things. Yeah, still at this point, no plan, no overall goal that I'm headed towards. It's just playing. Let's see. I'm not sure which color that one is. It's either Atlantis or Laguna in the apple barrel paints. I don't remember which one. No, wait, based on that, the other one's upside down. So, no, it's going to be Laguna, because I have more of it. And again, I love any beach colors. I, for whatever reason, am very much drawn to beach colors. Like tropical waters, that kind of thing. Oh, I can't remember what else we did to this one. It's so weird going back and looking at, you know, actually watching what you did. With editing any of the other videos, I always see stuff that I could have done or should have done, or see stuff forming from the beginning that I didn't notice while I was painting or playing with collage or any of that. And it's always interesting to go back and look at it and go, oh, why didn't I do that? Or why did I do that? Yeah, it's pretty funny what you see one day versus what you see the next day. I find interesting. Okay, it's slapping some, if I remember correctly, I did some white around the flower petals, and I think I added some to the inside petals on the other ones. Yeah. And I don't know if I'll go back and add more stenciling, that type of thing, over these, or focal points. And if I remember, I'll try and get video if I do. If not, you'll probably see these in, you know, torn up and used as collage in other videos. But I strongly recommend giving it a go. If you don't mind just experimenting and playing outside of your art journal, any of the papers that you already have, or dictionary pages, or newspaper, or book pages. I do this once in a while. I haven't done it for some time, but I need to get back into upgrading my scrapbook papers, because I have some really pretty scrapbook papers, but I want to add you know, stamping and stenciling and that kind of thing. Although I do need to get new ink for stamping, because I'm completely out of ink right now, which is tragic. Oh, that's right. On here, I am slapping down, all haphazardly, the Tim Holtz Distress Stain. One's Broken China, and the other one, which is a blue, and I love it, and the other one, Tim Holtz Distress Stain Seedless Preserves, and it's a purple, and it looks like jam, color-wise. But I always forget that I have those because they're in tiny bottles and they're going to get pushed to the back behind my paints and stuff. But I love to slap them down like that and just make this weird blob splash thing. For whatever reason, it's like finger painting when you're a kid, or just actually like splashing in paint. It's amazing fun. Okay guys, so this is them all dried. And they'll either be used as book covers, like I said, or for junk journals and Happy Meal books and whatever, or I'll just tear them up and use them as collage. But it was just a lot of fun to not have a plan, just throw stuff down. See, there's tons of real estate I could still play with, but no, it was good, and they're all bendy and flexible. Again, I love butcher's paper. But if this is something you give a go, or whatever, definitely let me know. And I appreciate you watching my video today. Please give a like, subscribe, if you hit the little notification bell, you'll get updates automatically with every video that I post, so that'll be cool. And as always, I appreciate you guys that share my videos. That really just makes my day. But yeah, have fun, enjoy, let me know what you guys are up to, what your current work in progress is or whatever, and hit me up in the comments below, just say g'day. But bye!